So it's that time of year again where us Pisces turn into romanceos. Now when I call myself a romanceau, it means that I get literally no romance in my own life. Like I just get really thirsty for it without actually achieving it. Maybe the reason that I don't get romance is because Netflix and chill would just never work on me. I would literally just go to your house and like binge watch Friends for 12 hours and then go home. Like if you're gonna romance a Pisces, you're gonna have to try a little harder than that. For example, I haven't really thought about this, but maybe like write me a handwritten letter that invites me to a rooftop dinner that you cooked yourself, and then halfway through dinner be like, dance with me, and I'll be like, but there's no music. And you're like, so we'll make our own. And then a Brandi Carlile song will play in the background as we fall in love. But I haven't really thought about it. So with this in mind, here is what romantic comedies have taught me about love. So first of all, it has to take place in New York City around Christmas. Sometimes a good love can come out of Chicago, but if it's in Chicago, it absolutely has to be around Christmas, otherwise it's no good. Also, there's like a specific order in which your love will take place. So like right now, I'm in the first 10 to 15 minutes of my romantic comedy, which means I daydream about cute guys that I see at work and never speak to again, and then I come home and watch romance movies with my cat. Basically right now, I'm Sandra Bullock at the beginning of While You Were Sleeping. So theoretically, my next step is to meet my Peter Gallagher, which is the guy that I think is the one. In any real love story, there's always some people that get in the way on your way to the top. For example, in Serendipity, right, you know that John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale are going to end up together because they're the main two. But Aiden from Sex and the City is just over here getting all up in the way. To be honest, my favorite love stories are the ones that take place over like a really unrealistically short amount of time. When the main two meet, they might have like this really magical week together, and then they'll go back to their normal lives, but they realize that their current boo is not the boo for them, and they want the boo to be the other boo. They have to figure out how to get there, but they got the Aiden from Sex and the City is still there. So then they have to break up with their current boo and go get their new boo. For some reason, they're always like running across New York City. They might take a cab halfway and they get stuck in traffic, and then they have to get out and run the rest of the way. So first of all, they must be in amazing shape because I run like 20 feet and then I'm done. The cab driver is always yelling after them like, you forgot to pay me. That's how he makes his living. But anyway, back to the story. So they're running across town to stop their bae's wedding. There's always a wedding or they're leaving town. It's 100% of the time. And the rare occasion that they're not stopping a wedding or stopping them from moving across the country or whatever, they always like go knock on their door, and then another person answers the door and they're like, that's their bae. So they freak out and they make up an excuse and leave, and then the other person has to go to them and be like, it's over with Melissa. I don't know why she was, it's always a name like Melissa or like Susan or something like that. And they're like, it's over with Melissa, it's you. It's always been you. And then that's when you kiss. So on top of you thinking that he's back with Melissa / Susan, there's always a moment or two where you think, we're too late. The romance is not over yet. You gotta try one more time. But always be prepared, because when you do unite with your true love, you're going to make out in a public place. Like personally, I would feel a little awkward making out in like the airport or Central Park or, you know, his wedding. But I guess that's just what people in relationships do. And right before you kiss, you gotta say something like, I thought you'd never ask, or you're an idiot. It kind of depends on like the overall nature of your relationship. But overall, you know what, I think that in finding each other, you might just have found yourself. You know, you set out to teach them a thing or two, but they ended up teaching you. And that is what I know about love, according to movies. Oh, and another really important thing that you need to know about love is that that nerdy kid that you rejected in middle school, yeah, he grew up to be Mark Ruffalo. So that's really it. Now you're a love expert just like me. I'm so alone. Anyway, so I have to go because I'm really thirsty in both senses of the word, and so I'm gonna go drink some water. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye! Look at yourself. Look at you're right there. Look at how cute you are. Oh, you're just a little baby.